Glad you found Nine Fingered Wrenching. Today we are delving into the intricate world of electrical digitals on this 1991 Mustang. This car has been sitting in my garage for around 8 months. Project Stang, just waiting for his chance to roar back to life. So in this video, we're diving into the heart of that challenge, hoping to answer one question. Will it start? So we got the dash in the last episode. So we got the, obviously we got the steering column installed back in the car. Got the pedal assembly all back in there. The cluster's back in. So these are some things that happened after we got the dash in. Alright, so I've gone around and plugged the wiring harness all back in. Got the plug wires back on. I've hooked the battery up and haven't smelt anything burning yet, so that's good. So we've hooked the ECU up, we've installed the battery, and we turned the key to nothing. So I came out and crossed out the solenoid. Got me a Lone Wolf 6000 like dirt. Bring the thunder!
Start the car. Is that the smell? Ooh, it's smoking.
That's all perfectly normal. Nothing to see here. Obviously, since it didn't actually burst into flames, it needs more power. So we're going to hook up that charger and set her on boil. So I was struggling, having enough power. The starter didn't want to turn over. The battery kept going down. The positive cable was smoking after I tried to start it for a second. So I figured, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. I might as well throw some money at something, right?
The battery tested good, but it just wasn't getting enough juice to the starter. I checked the resistance and I had a bad battery cable. I replaced the solenoid with the Ford Motorcraft solenoid, installed a new positive cable, also installed 2 new battery clamps. After doing that, I was getting sufficient juice to the starter and it was turning over.
And that was that for that solenoid. I had to go back and swap it out and get another one.
Alright, I just jumped the relay on the fuel pump. And the fuel pump came on. So I don't know if there's something wrong with that relay. Maybe we need to replace that. Since they hit the fuel pump, there may be a little fuel pressure. I don't know what that's going to do.
New cables and clamps made a big difference on how it turned over.
Nothing. I had already tracked down the inertia switch and checked that. There's the inertia switch that's in the back of the car. If you get into an accident or anything like that, that switch throws and it cuts power to the fuel pump. So you got to make sure that that's working or your fuel pump's not going to work. I had tracked down the neutral safety switch and the clutch position switch.
That's the clutch position sensor.
And I bypassed my neutral safety switch with that little crimp on right there. There's my fuel pump relay. I went ahead and got a new fuel pump relay. The key wouldn't engage the starter, so this has led me down the path of replacing the ignition switch twice. But the quest for elusive spark and that humming fuel pump when I turned the key, well, it eluded me. So trying to get spark and the fuel pump to work took me through this maze of electrical mysteries. Luckily, my buddy Ed came over. Me and Ed figured out that the ECU was not getting any power. So the power to the ECU comes in on pin number 1. Well, that's where we started. At the plug to the ECU, found the wire for pin number 1, and we started tracing it through the harness, trying to figure out what had happened. So me and my buddy Eddie.
Hi.
What's up, Eddie?
What's going on?
He come over tonight, and man, we have been trying and chasing and testing and looking. My pretty harness that I had is not as pretty as it was. Had to bust into that. Chase down some stuff. After tracing the wire all the way back through the engine harness, we unearthed the crucial mistake. Some big dummy had mixed up the wires and mounted the power wire with a bunch of ground wires. Most of those are ground wires, and they all look the same to me, but apparently that one is different. My eyes, they just saw the same color right there on all those, so I just grouped all those together. Those are all grounds, but they're not. Couldn't believe I did that. So now with the fix underway, we got power to the ECU. I think we got everything hooked back up. We're about to hook the battery up and turn the key. All right, battery's hooked up. You smell anything?
I don't smell, see, or hear
No.
anything yet.
No smoke. This is gonna be magic now. If we hear a fuel pump kick on.
I'll get my helmet on.
Damn.
Damn.
No fuel pump. Oh, I'm not getting any starter now. All right, we're going to try this again because a while ago I realized that my jumper that I've got on my neutral safety switch had fallen off. All right, we're still hooked up. We're hoping to hear a fuel pump. Oh my God, we heard a fuel pump!
Yeah.
With power to the ECU, suddenly the fuel pump sprang to life.
That's a good sign right there.
That's a fuel pump!
What about starter? Should we be turning over?
I hadn't turned the key that far yet.
Oh, well, what are you waiting for?
This is gonna be scary.
Holy Moses.
We went ahead and turned that key forward. The motor turned over. There was spark. Oh my God, Ed.
It just started.
It almost did.
It's a good thing it didn't because there's all kinds of stuff falling into the motor.
I saw my breather over here falling off.
Amongst other things
Let
like
me,
wires.
I can smell
Burn.
just a little bit.
It fired. So we already know. That means we have spark. It's probably going to get some fuel. Yeah, I smell it too. Yep. All right. Let it rip.
That makes me wonder if us moving the distributor around was the right thing. Did you hear it?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's trying.
It's trying. It actually backfired a little bit. That tells me if it's backfiring a little bit, your timing is a little bit off. But that's good. So we know it's going to run. So we solved a lot of things. And now it's just a matter of getting that timing dialed in perfect.
No.
I think your battery may be a little weak.
Probably is all this been trying to start it.
Jocelyn, yeah.
But the Mustang was still not willing to start.
Oh, he's not even playing now. I could smell.
I smell exhaust, Ed.
Yep, exhaust. It breathed.
I smell exhaust.
He gave it a spanking and it had a little cough and hack.
Man, this has been a long time coming. This has been a long time coming.
I tell you what, I wasn't really thinking that we are gonna get this far with it tonight. But look at that smile and that beard to beard.
Ben, one thing that might be cool for you to do is we'll clean off the harmonic balancer and try to see if we can see the marks. and then we'll get some kind of pen or paint or something and try to mark the harmonic balancer. Cool. All right, I got me a paint lid and sprayed just a little dab of silver paint in here. All right, so I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, but there's BTC, which is, I think, is before top center, and then you've got your degrees, and then there's an ATC, which I think is after top center. And I think we want to mark 10 degrees before top center, and then the 0. All right, that's 10, and that's 0. So that should be the marks I need to do timing later with the timing light. We're just gonna pull out this first spark plug. So on the Mustang, the passenger side front cylinder, that's the number 1. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what we're wanting to do is we want to find top dead center on that cylinder right there. And the car makes 4 strokes. It's an upstroke and a downstroke and an upstroke and a downstroke. And only one of those is the compression stroke. Okay. Our number 1 is about right here on the rotor tab. I got this little rubber hose. I'm trying to make it to where I can kind of shove it in the spark plug hole. That'll help us hear when we can hear the compression. Hey, that's in there. We'll know if we can hear it hissing out of that little hose.
That's blowing out.
Okay, so we need to spin that rotor, that distributor around. You remember what that guy was talking about on the little tooth and that sensor and everything? I see it. I see everything he was talking about. And see how it rotates? See as I'm pulling it up, see how it rotates out? Can you see the teeth around the edges? Mm-hmm. See how they're all fat? Then all of a sudden there's a skinny one right there. And then there's the pickup. So he said that this is the pip signal thing, and that skinny one represents cylinder number 1. We'll go ahead and put some assembly lube on there like they recommended. If I can get it to come out, this stuff's thick. So we feel like we've got it at top dead center. I know on the cap, and he also referenced about just about a ½ inch behind that bolt is sort of where you want the rotor to end up. Which would be about right there. But we also know it's going to what? As we spin, it's going to rotate to the right. I think that's it right there. Alright. Put our little, so that's what holds the distributor in. It's just that one little block with that little nut. Kind of pinches it down. I'm going to go ahead and kind of line that up right in the center. So you want to snug it down enough to where it's not going to vibrate, but at the same time where you can still turn it. I might loosen it just a little. There we go. That way, whenever we need to adjust the timing, we can just spin it, and then when we get it just right, we'll lock it down. Get on my, just kind of cram that in there for right now. Got my testers, schematicals. All right, Ben, let's see. We think we got the timing turned back around in the right direction. Let's throw some power to everything. What do you think, baby?
You gonna get it?
Man, 8 months. I just got a good feeling, I'm hoping.
We're on the way.
You ready? Let's try that. All this leading up to the moment we've been waiting for. The culmination of 8 months of working and trying to learn about this car. Oh my goodness. Fuel pump. And finally, the turning of the key. And we hear that sound of the engine roaring to life.
That mug run.
Woo!
Bang bang.
Man,
That's
sounded pretty good, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We did. The car is actually running. I couldn't be happier. Yes, yes. Holy cow. Smells good, doesn't it? Smells like success.
Something like that.
Maybe we were. Open up the garage. We'll let the neighbors know we won.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if she'll do it again.
Want to see a 52-year-old kid? There he is.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then check this one out. Peace.